Hi guys, I wanted to talk about isolation and COVID and just I'm just worried about everybody being alone and just having to deal with life on life's terms. Um, I work a 12-step program, and I know that the disease of addiction works on isolation, and I'm just worried about anybody out there that's just feeling really alone, and I just wanted to reach out and say hi and to let you guys know that there are 12-step programs to help. Yes, 12-step programs are for typically for addicts and alcoholics. That's where it originated from, the AA steps and Bill and Bob, and to help other alcoholics. And then there's lots of offshoots of 12-step programs. And so if you do have an alcohol problem, AA is a great fit. If you have an addiction problem, to go to NA, to Narcotics Anonymous. There's also Cocaine Anonymous. There's Methamphetamine Anonymous. There's lots of programs for help for addiction. But also, just being human is hard, you guys. And isolation with COVID is a real deal. And then there's politics and religion that just kind of separate us. And, you know, it's been my experience with 12-step programs that there's a way we can find fellowship and sanghas and a united with other people, that you don't have to be alone. You don't have to be isolated and alone. And there's help out there. There's people to connect with, and you don't need to be alone and isolated. And, you know, if you're not fitting in the niche of having the disease of addiction yourself, there's still 12-step programs if you have family members that are addicts and alcoholics. There's the Alanon program, there's Naranon program, which is the NA version of Alanon. There's lots of fellowships that are still the 12-step base that can help you. I work the Buddhist 12 steps. I'm still a Christian. I still believe in Jesus. I have a very spiritual, broad view. I'm very eclectic, and I do believe there's a higher power that loves each and every single soul ever created, and it wants to help. And I want to help too. That's why I'm doing YouTube videos of just wanting to get my voice out there and give you guys my experience, strength, and hope, and to know that if you're searching for community, if you're isolated and alone, that 12-step programs can really help. If you know, if you want to go to the Buddhist 12 steps, and it talks about suffering, and you know, the Buddhist 12 steps is really amazing. It's really a very calming and understanding atmosphere, and really accepting and loving. I think all 12-step fellowships really are, which is really refreshing for addicts and alcoholics, where we've burned a lot of bridges. And there's always an open door in 12-step programs, no matter who you are. There's different kinds of fellowships. There's if you have different niches, if you have you know, there's Gambling Anonymous. If you have you know, sexual problems, there's Sex Anonymous programs for sexual conflicts and addictions with sex. There are apparently some crazy Peanut Butter Anonymous, I heard. I don't know if it's real. I saw it on the internet. But I was like, Peanut Butter Anonymous. I'm not sure how peanut butter makes my life unmanageable, but the 12 steps are awesome and are fundamentally amazing for anything you want to apply to. That, you know, there is hope, there is unmanageability and powerlessness. There is also hope, and there's restoration, and there is a higher power that loves the shit out of you and wants to find you help. And we can take these inventories of like our good and our bad, not just the bad of what we need to change, but like, we're children of God, you guys. We are cherished and loved, And I just want to send love to you. If you feel alone and isolated, you're not alone. There are so many people on this planet that are praying for you, that are with you in spirit, that are just a hand reach away. You know, the AA little slogan is that the hand of AA always be outreached for people that are looking for help. And it's really important in our recovery that we keep what we have by giving it away. This is not a program where you have to pay fees or dues or like a membership at the Alanon Club or a membership at, you know, a place. This is about helping each other, of just having human to human contact to say like, hey, you're not alone, that there's help, there's restoration, you know, that there's these 12 steps and they're written in an order so they can build on each other. Of like, we do this the meat and potatoes kind of like, we write an inventory. We have our higher power like help us with our character defects and our shortcomings, and we surrender these things up. We surrender our life in our third step, and we surrender our defects in our 6th and 7th step, and we make amends. We try to do right. You know, it's kind of like the karmic connection between all people, of like, we want to do the next right thing. That everyone falls short. We all make mistakes. And this is about doing the next right thing to make things better, to improve our lives, to improve our relationships. And being human is hard. Having human relationships is hard. You know, we have all these reasons to conflict each other. Politics, religion are like the big tiers, right? Of like these things that can separate us, these differences of opinion. And right now, the way the world is with politics and COVID and you know what I'm talking about, of like this separation. And we have to come back together. We're not alone. I think it's pretty collective that we all have our own ideas, and we're perfectly divine and perfect, and we're all different, and we're all the same, and we're all, you know, can have space to be ourselves, to think the way we think, to feel the way we feel, to be authentic, and to love each other, that we're different and we're unique, but at the same time we're human, and it's all very similar, even if it's completely different views. And we can respect each other and love each other. And that's what I find in 12-step programs, is how to really love and cherish our differences. And I actually appreciate when people think differently than me, and I can get bigger perspectives and bigger ideas. And that's what working the program is. And you know, doing my foundation steps of working 10, 11, and 12 is like, every day, I just try my best to really plug into my source and to, you know, apply these principles in all of my affairs and try to share this message. There's a message of hope. There's a message of restoration, not the restoration of like what I used to be at some point in my life, but like restoration to what my soul's intent is supposed to be, like what my divine essence is, that the maker of us humans, these spirits that we have, this spirit that is within me, the restoration of what I am intended to be, my highest good, my highest self-actualization, to be able to speak my mind, to be able to love unconditionally, to be able to be happy, joyous, and free. These are things that the 12-step program have given me, and they're available to anyone who wants them. There's lots of different fellowships, and you find your niche. Just go on a Google search and search up whichever fellowship that feels right for you. If it's an Alanon, if it's a Buddhist step, if it's a Native American steps, there's so many to choose from. And the 12 steps will really help anyone who's searching for answers, who's looking for help. You know, there's different sayings that I'm thinking of, but you know, we can we can search for spiritual help because we feel broken and we feel like we need help, like we're desperate. The gift of desperation, which is usually what addicts find the rooms. This is like the last door for a lot of addicts and alcoholics, is that this is the last door in the block that's open. It's still open. It's open to everyone. And so there's the gift of desperation, but there's also this other thing that's so freaking amazing. It's okay. So you can do, change can be because it's painful, right? And we have to change because it's painful. It's really, really hurts. But then there's this other part where we can decide, I want to grow spiritually. And that's, after some time in the program and many days, I want to choose spiritual life. I want to grow spiritually. I want the divine nature of God to be within me and to grow spiritually and to live a spiritual driven life. I want to teach my kids how to live and be empowered and to find great joy. I want that. I want that for every soul ever created, to just find joy and happiness and peace of mind. And that's why I feel so called to just say, find a 12-step. Find a group that just fits your niche. Find some people that are just really open-minded and accepting, and just Google it. Find a room. There's all kinds of meetings that are still meeting online. It's very easy to go to. 12-step fellowships are around the world. To face-to-face are the best meetings because you can like get a hug and like shake somebody's hand or like actually talk face-to-face. There's nothing like it to actually get a face-to-face meeting, but it's super easy with technology these days of getting on and getting a meeting, and you're not alone. There is help, and I just wish the best for all of you. And please like and subscribe my page, and I will be coming on and just sharing my experience, strength, and hope, and any little God nuggets that I can find, doing some EFT tapping, doing things that I found spiritually. I know that the 12-step program talks about you can have any understanding of God. My belief is God is so all-encompassing that he's like this crystal, and everyone has a fundamental piece of this higher power. It's in our soul, it's in our DNA, that there's something out there that loves us and cares about us. And we all have this crystal, and it kind of looks different to everybody. It's just this divine little essence of love. And so find your crystal, find it, explore it. There is a higher power that's looking out for you. And there are people to connect with. Don't isolate and be alone. There is help. And I wish you all well. And until next time.